So Jim is writing this book. He's talking about how these mighty companies fall. He's writing about Zenith Corporation, which was like this, amazing thing for all these years, and Circuit City, which was blowing Best Buy away at the time. And he's writing about it, and he said, I want to tell you about rappelling. He said, the first time I went rappelling, it was really, really interesting to me because there's a couple of things that you do very naturally when you go rappelling. They're the natural mistakes that people make, okay? And one of the mistakes that they make is when you're rappelling, and this is gonna be it, okay? So it's gonna not be too scary. What you do when you go, if you've never gone rappelling before, is what ends up happening is that you end up staying too close to the side because you're like, I don't want to lean. I don't know that I trust this rope. I don't know how this is all gonna go for me. So what do? You end up kind of staying close to the side. And I want to tell you something. If you stay close to the side while you're going down, you're gonna be like bam, 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 all the way down the side of the cliff if you don't trust in the rope. And the second problem that you have when you do this is that at some point down the way while you're rappelling, what you're going to end up doing at some point along the way is you're going to get swinging out and you're going to start getting paranoid and you're going to think, oh my gosh, there, look at that cliff. Look what's going on down there. And you're going to go, what's your natural instinct? Your natural instinct is, I'm going to grab hold of this. And that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to follow your natural leaning on your own understanding, and you're going to reach up and try to grab the rope, and unless you're Tarzan, you're going to rip all the skin off your hands and fall and crash and burn. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart is about leaning into the rope, knowing that the rope's got you, knowing that God has you, and this is your brake hand. You leave your hand on the brake hand over here. You don't reach up and get freaked out. This is the Word of God. He tells us what we're supposed to do. He tells us how it's supposed to go, and we trust in that. And you don't go too far, too close over here where you're banging yourself up. You got to relax. This is the Christian life. This is grace. This is, hey, I might not always get it right, but I know that the path that God has me on, this is it. This is how it's supposed to go. And you ride it all the way down until we get to the other side of life where we finally get the chance to go see what God's life is all about. That's how the whole thing works. And how the mighty fall, he said, is so interesting because what happens is they end up doing that very same thing. They end up going, oh, our business isn't going very well. And they reach up and they grab the rope. Or they stay too safe and they're like, I'm not sure this is the right place I'm supposed to go. And so they stay close and they just get banged up all the way down. And that's, I believe, what Solomon is trying to tell us here. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And in all of your ways acknowledge him and he will make your paths straight. He will bring nourishment to your bones. It's the only way to go. So I ask you this, why am I so afraid to lean on God in these other areas? Salvation? Good. If you haven't done that, we're going to pray right now, and you should. But what about all the other areas? And I leave you with these. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. May your good spirit lead me on level ground. Be strong and courageous, Moses said. Be careful to obey the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn to it from the right or the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Trust in this, and you won't end up in the lake.